exercise 5. In this exercise, we take a look at Rhino's capabilities when applied to creating a freeform bottle shape. As you can see here, this is our goal, is to create a bottle similar to this. And so we'll take a look at how to work with surfaces and how to trim and extend surfaces, as well as generate curves that are very smooth. So let's begin. Go to File, New, and select the Small Objects Inches. On the top view, double-click on that text there to maximize it. And let's go and we're going to find this tool right here, the Curve Interpolate Points. And we're going to make it Start Tangent, so click on that. And then right about here, actually if you're looking at the manual, we're going to go ahead and draw this profile to the bottom, as you can see right here. Then we're going to mirror it over. So it starts about at 2 up at the top here. We'll start by snapping, and we'll click and drag it forward. And then I'm going to turn snap off, as well as end off. And then just let it take free form from this point. And so we're going to bring it out a little bit, kind of make it look like an aircraft wing. And then go down to about 4th rung here. Bring it down, and then click on End Tangent. Click on this, go back to Snap, click on that bottom line right there, and just drag it straight across. Okay, to edit this, if you want to edit it, you could click on it, and then click on Edit Points on. Then you could just grab the points and relocate them. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the snap. And this will allow me to adjust it and adapt a little bit better than what we see there. There we go. I'm just going to hit Escape to get out of the Edit Points mode. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and mirror this across. So click on this and find Mirror. Select the geometry you want to mirror, hit Enter, and then click down here and actually turn on Snap first. Click and drag it straight up. Now what we're looking for is some sort of continuity, and in the book we talk about curvature and curvature continuity quite a bit. And here you can see there's positional continuity, which is G0, tangent, which is G1, and curvature continuity, which is G2. And essentially what it is positional means that it's just two lines intersecting. There's no actual tangency. It's not smooth. It's rather jagged. Tangent is just like a radius would be employed. And then curvature uses spline points to match the curve and makes it much smoother of a transition. So we could analyze this curve. I'm going to analyze curve, curvature, geometric continuity, and click on both curves. In this case, it's telling me it's G0. Right click and check down here. We get G0. And essentially that is because we changed the tangency. When I went ahead and I clicked on this and I moved it around, it caused some issues. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete those. And let's go ahead and add them once again. And this time let's try and make sure we get it right. So Start Tangent, click, and I'm going to drag it up right about there. And I'm going to turn off Snap. Bring this down. And then again, End Tangent. Go to Snap again. Click and drag clear across. Now, basically what we're doing is we're drawing the bottom of the bottle. I failed to mention that, but at this point, let's go ahead and try and mirror that again. the object to mirror. Right click or enter and then click down here, drag it across, and then hit escape. Now let's go to analyze, curve, geometric continuity. Now we get G2. Let's try down here. And write G2 again. So we are matching up those curves in such a way that they're incredibly smooth. Alright, at this point we're going to go ahead and use this then. And we'll take this and let's move on to double click on the top text. Now we'll go to the right view and maximize the right. And give ourselves some space, plenty of squares. Okay, we want about 10 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's about right. So we'll go back to the curve at interpolate points. And if we're looking at the book here, you can see we're going to draw these curves like so. So here you might want to go and click on end so it snaps to the end point here. And drag it up, turn off snap. This gives us some more freedom as we drag it up. We'll turn on snap to make sure it snaps at the top here. Then right click. Right click again, it should bring back the curve tool. Make sure you're at end. Click, turn off snap. And then you can turn it back on again when you reach the top. And then right click. This is a very free-form project. You don't have to make it exactly like what's in the book. Okay, and now let's double click on right, and so we can see the perspective here. We're going to join the curves now. Click on the little puzzle pieces here, join, and select the two profile curves. If you click on them, they're all one. And we could go to surface, sweep two rails. Select the first rail, select the second rail, and then select the cross-section curve. Then right click. And you'll see a preview of the shape it's generating. Now you can adjust the refit and rebuild or different options here. We're just going to go ahead and hit OK. Now let's right click over here and we'll go with shaded. And you can see our bottle coming to life a little bit. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the right view orientation. And we're going to draw in some additional curves. And if you're looking at the book here, our intent is to draw in curves kind of like this, like S curve, double them up. So I'm going to start right about here, near the top. Click, I'm going to turn off snap and end. I'm going to proceed to draw a freeform shape. And come down and then back out. Right click again, do the same thing over here. Try and follow that curve. And you could use your artistic creativity in this case. Have a little fun with it. Now, if you need to modify any of these, you just click on them and go over here to the modify endpoints, and we could adjust it a little bit. Then hit escape to get out. Let's go to the right view or get out of the right view orientation. And now I'm going to extrude those surfaces. So I'll go to surface, extrude surface. Let me hit escape. Actually, surface, extrude, curve, straight. Click on it, hit enter. Actually, we could click on both, I believe, here. Hit enter. And you want it to go directions both sides, yes. So click on that. and delete input. Yes, we'll go ahead and delete the input. Actually, no, do not delete the input. Leave it. You know, it's just the curves. We'll go ahead and delete it. Extend this out, click, and now we'll go ahead and we'll trim this. So over here we have the trim tool. Just click on that. It says select the cutting objects. Cutting objects will be these two surfaces. Right click, and then select the object you want to trim, which is this surface in the middle. And we'll cut it out. Now we could go ahead and delete those two curves too. So you just click on those and hit delete. You can see we have cutouts there. You actually don't need those curves either. You can put them on a different layer in case you want to use them again. I'm just going to delete them out of this lesson here. Okay, now that we have this, we want to go ahead and draw some geometry in here. So best off going to the right view orientation and zooming up here. And go to end and select the same curve tool. Find the end right here, click, drag this out a little bit, make a little scallop inside there, and find the end over here. There we go. Then right click to end that curve. Okay, at this point we're going to go ahead and sweep that. So if we go to surface, sweep with two rails, select this is the first rail, this is the second. Second, make sure you select that, there we go. And the cross-section curve is the curve we just drew. Right click and make sure it looks good. Rotate it around. And if you like what you see, hit OK. Alright. Now we could actually cap the bottom. Go to the surface patch. Select the bottom edge. Surface. Right click. And over here, make sure adjust tangency is turned off in this case. You can preview it if you want to just make sure and hit OK. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to the right view orientation and zoom up, and we want to make some interesting shape over the top. So again, we'll use the curve at interpolate points. Come up over here, we can turn off the end option. And right about here, let's click and drag this through and I'm going to try and follow that curvature of that little scallop I have cut out. Right click. Now we could extend that with the surface. Extrude curve, straight. Click on it. Right click. Make sure it extends beyond the boundaries. And now we could use that to trim. So go to trim. Select the cutting object. The cutting object is the surface. And hit enter. Select the object you want to trim. In this case, this top section. And now we could hit escape. Then right click again and select the cutting object this time as this body. Hit enter. And select the outside of the surface that you made. And that will automatically cap this then. And hit escape. Now this time it's just a collection of surfaces. In fact, if you want to analyze and mass properties and volume, it wouldn't be able to give you this because it's a collection of surfaces. We need to join that all together. So if you go to the join tool here, actually before we join it, well actually we'll go ahead and join it now. Go ahead and select all the surfaces, including the underside. And now let's go to Analyze, Mass Properties, Volume. And there it is. Okay, some of the other features, like I wanted to put in there was a handle. Actually, I'm going to hit undo. Turn it back. Actually, let me hit redo. There we go. Before, when it was just a collection of surfaces. For the handle section, let's go to the right view orientation here. We want the handle to be cut out right around there. So we could again take the interpolate points curve and go up here, kind of follow that shape. Around there. There we go. I like that. And now go back to the isometric. Actually select the curve. Go to surface and extrude curve straight. Same as before, we'll use this as a trim tool. With trim, I'm going to select the object, right click, and then select what we want to remove. So cut out that center, and then escape. Then right click again, and this time select this as the cutting object. Right click, and then the two ends. And now it's trimmed. Now we have our handle. Okay, at this point, let's go ahead and join everything together. I believe we could actually, they want us to select each one. Okay, if you want to just verify, again, analyze, mass properties, volume, select the model, right click, and we're good. Okay, we're going to add some blends in here to smooth it out. So let's go to solid and find fillet edge and blend edge. And we're going to put some small fillets like 0.125 on the top edge here, as well as this edge around the handle. Right click to apply those. And right click again, we'll put some larger ones, 0.25 on the bottom edge. And then these edges here and here. Delete that curve. Okay, now I want to put a spout on the top. So for that, let's go back to top view, draw out a circle in the center, go snap, draw it out. We could put in an explicit value for the diameter, but in this case, this is going to work fine for us. We go to solid, extrude planar curve straight, and you can just click on that curve, right click, and in this case it's going to make it yay thick. We'll make it about that thick. Now from the right view, I could go ahead and click on that and just drag it up. And here we can see it now. Now we need to union those, so go to the Boolean union, select both entities, and right click. Let's go ahead and add a blend in between there as well. So solid, fillet edge, blend. We'll make it 0.125. Alright, at this point we have a decent shape I can appreciate, and did it relatively quickly too. So some other tools you could do, you could use analyze, surface, and there's curvature analysis. Just click on the model, right click, You could see the range, curvature transitions. See how smooth they are, where they might not be very smooth. You could also analyze surface with the environmental map. And select the model, right click. And I'm just going to drag this in here. You can see, actually I'm going to turn off the show ISO curves. And determine if you like that or not. There's also different options here. Polished gold. Go to a fluorescent tube. That gives you a very good appearance of what it looks like. And we have a pretty decent sculpted bottle, I think. Okay, if we want to render that, what we can do here is we can go over here to the color button and then click on this little button here. Select the model, right click, and go to basic and assign by object. Oops, actually material, that's what we want. And then color, click on whatever color you want. In this case, let's say it's going to be like a reddish color. Okay. And the gloss finish, let's set it to 30 so it's rather shiny. Enter. And now if we render this, we can see the photorealistic rendering there. Now with these colors here, this would be actually if you click on the color wheel, select the model, and if you set it by object, then you can set this to red, actually green even if you want to take a look at green. If you render it, it'll still stay with the red because that's using the render tool. And that completes exercise 5.